ynwmelly officially pronounced dead after this.
What?
I said, what happened?
Oh, I thought you said Henny. I'm like, all right, you gotta let it go.
No, I'm vibing now. I'm vibing.
All right, bet. So,
Florida rapper ynwmelly led a wild lifestyle that landed him in prison multiple times, but that didn't stop him from achieving multi-platinum success. Raised in the rough and tumble streets of Gifford, one of the most dangerous cities in the country, Melly dreamed of fame and fortune. When he first broke onto the music scene, Melly's melodic flow and surprisingly dark lyrics showed off his potential and eventually landed the young rapper a collaboration with hip-hop legend Kanye West. With the rise of his fame, so too came the increasing pressures from his legal troubles. Just 1 month after the release of his sophomore mixtape, We All Shine, Melly was arrested on 2 counts of murder last year. After spending nearly a year in jail while awaiting his trial, another complication arose that instantly put his life in danger. Just last week, the rapper tested positive for COVID-19 and was in a panic state ever since. As he fights for his life in the disease-ravaged prison, his lawyer, Bradford Cohen, fights to have the young star released for treatment. However, Cohen may be too late, as it seems Melly's fate has been sealed. Thanks for joining us on Lime Report, everyone. Today, we'll be taking a look at the story of ynwmelly and the rumors of his reported death. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss this. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and check out the link in our description for a chance to win our $100 Amazon gift card giveaway. ynwmelly made his debut in 2017 when he dropped his breakout single, Murder on My Mind. Detailing the disturbing murder of a friend, Melly reportedly wrote the anthem while in prison on gun charges. After he was released, the rapper turned up the heat musically and debuted his first mixtape, Collect Calls, written entirely during his stint in prison. As Melly achieved charting success, he continued to unleash quality projects, quickly making a name for himself. Yet, as he tasted success, it all came crashing down soon after. On February 12, 2019, ynwmelly was arrested and charged with 2 counts of murder in connection to the death of his 2 friends, aspiring rappers YNW Juvie and YNW Sack Chaser. Reports of his arrest flooded news outlets, and horrified fans connected the revelation to his eerie single, Murder on My Mind. The news left many stunned, and with the contents of so many of his songs pointing to murder, it felt as though he had already confessed to his crimes before he was ever charged. Facing life in prison as well as the death penalty, ynwmelly's epic legal battle ensued. Throughout the whole process, the rapper maintained his innocence as well as a smile on his face. Yet, with the unforeseen danger ahead, things became far more complicated for the usually upbeat rapper. With his life on the line, how would Melly's team and the court respond? Would it be enough to save his life? Find out next as we uncover the fate of the desperate young star. When the novel coronavirus first reached the United States, many feared that it would ravage the prison system. COVID-19, a respiratory illness, spread through the nation like wildfire and, as assumed, reached the prisons, quickly wreaking havoc. When Melly and his cellmate tested positive for the virus, Broward County Jail's worst fear had been realized. Hardly equipped to treat a patient with a highly contagious virus, there was no way the jail would be able to nurse Melly back to health. According to the legal documents filed by his lawyer, Melly suffered from severe chills, heavy labored breathing, headaches, and body aches since he tested positive for the virus. Melly, only 114 pounds, was not being properly monitored by the jail's medical personnel as required. The disregard for the rapper's life as well as public safety prompted the sick rapper's legal team to file for his early release on grounds of unique medical circumstances. If approved, the motion would allow ynwmelly to be released from the jail and placed on house arrest with the ability to receive medical treatment at his own expense. In an update to fans, Melly's team posted a photo of him and his family on Instagram with a hopeful caption. Melly has tested positive for COVID-19 today while awaiting his trial in Broward County Jail. It read, he'll be filing a motion for restricted release in hopes of better care due to any jails not being prepared to treat this new virus. He hopes for your support and to recover soon. Hashtag pray for Melly. Send positive energy to him, please. Scared for his life, the rapper and his legal team worked tirelessly to secure his early release. Their motion for Melly's release comes after news of a similar situation. Tekashi 6ix9ine, who was in prison for involvement with the 9 Trey Gangster Bloods, came back successful. Since the beginning of the epidemic, the legal system has placed a system allowing for low-risk inmates to be released in an effort to reduce the impact of the virus in prisons. This unique opportunity allowed Tekashi to secure his early release thanks to his asthma, placing him at high risk if he were to contract the virus. With only 4 months left to serve on his sentence, the judge graciously allowed Tekashi 6ix9ine to be released from prison and serve out his time safely at home. While facing slightly different circumstances, Melly's contraction of the virus places him at an equally high risk. Though he is young and does not appear to have any pre-existing respiratory conditions, the jail he's held in simply doesn't have the equipment or personnel necessary to properly care for the young rapper. As his legal team continues to fight for his early release, ynwmelly faces an uphill battle like none before. Facing possibly life in prison, his life-threatening circumstances may just be enough to allow the rapper out of prison to seek medical help. However, the rapper has been sick for almost a week now. Will he be able to receive the help he needs in time to fight the virus off? Or will he succumb to this deadly illness? Keep watching as we reveal ynwmelly's tragic fate. You won't want to miss this. ynwmelly's fight for his life has been somewhat of a common theme throughout his life. Though the coronavirus is the first enemy of its kind that he's ever had to face, the Florida native is no stranger to near-death situations. Hailing from the streets of the dangerous city Gifford, Florida, ynwmelly was born in 1999 to 14-year-old Jamie Demons. After struggling to pay for his housing and necessities, he and his mother moved to a poorer part of the city. Still struggling as he grew up, Melly joined the Bloods gang in an effort to improve his life. The gang offered him an opportunity to make money as well as protection for his mother and himself. However, with the money and protection came trouble. At the age of 16, Melly was involved in a shootout and was eventually arrested in relation to the incident. During his time in prison as a minor, Melly wrote some of his most popular songs to date. While the young star is no stranger to jail time or near-death experiences, his contraction of this illness is like nothing he's experienced before. As the rapper suffers from the virus in Broward County Jail, his team fights for his release from the disease-riddled prison. Though despite their pleas, it seems as so far those overseeing his case have no intention of releasing the high-risk star. Will Prison Bureau allow ynwmelly, facing double murder charges and the death penalty, walk free to receive medical attention? Stay tuned as we find out. The coronavirus outbreak is unlike anything the US has ever seen before. Spreading rapidly and leaving wreckage in its wake, the virus caught us completely unprepared and has forced us as a country to make some tough decisions. Some of those decisions included altering laws to help flatten the potential number of people who could be infected, such as who needed to stay in prison and who would leave. After much debate, courts deemed that nonviolent offenders and those arrested on misdemeanor charges could be released as they were deemed of no danger to the public. Similarly, while Tekashi 69 was arrested on several extremely violent charges, his extensive cooperation with law enforcement as well as his short remaining sentence allowed him to be released. However, ynwmelly sits in a bit more of a unique situation. Despite the high risk he now carries with his infected status, the nature of his crimes as well as the length of his potential punishment have made it difficult to argue to a judge that his release should be granted. With that being said, a decision to either release him or use alternative treatment measures must be made as soon as possible. As his time in the jail continues, the virus poses a risk not only to ynwmelly but to all of those around him as well. Melly has never been known as the type of person to run away from a situation. When made aware of the warrant for his arrest in relation to the death of his two friends, Demons took to Instagram to inform his fans that he would be turning himself in to the authorities, denying all allegations against himself and YNW Portland. A couple of months ago, I lost my two brothers by violence and now the system want to find justice, the post said. Unfortunately, a lot of rumors and lies are being said, but no worries, God is with me and my brother YNW Portland, and we want y'all to remember it's a YNW family. I love you, YNW Sackchaser1 and YNW Juvie, hashtag free us, Melly wrote alongside a photo of himself, Henry, and the two deceased victims. He has never had a problem facing his court dates and has appeared to every single date on time, a fact his defense team used multiple times in an effort to have him released on bail. Yet with the new danger he faces, it seems imperative now more than ever for the court to allow the young star to walk free. Despite his serious charges, Melly poses a risk not only to himself but to the entire jail as well. In Cook County Jail in Chicago, the number of cases jumped from 2 to 101 in just under 2 weeks. Jails and prisons have been criticized for their inability to care for inmates' medical needs since before the pandemic. With prisons acting as a giant petri dish for the virus, officials must do everything in their power to curb the spread of the disease. The coronavirus itself isn't a fatal illness, yet combined with previous conditions, the disease brings severe complications, including death. As Broward County Jail struggles to care for 2 ill patients, the petition to move Melly out of the jail now seems imperative as the virus threatens to break the prison system if not handled correctly. While we don't know what will become of ynwmelly, we can only hope that the legal system will allow for his release. It's his only chance at a full recovery. With his life hanging in the balance, the presiding judge holds the key to the young star's future. Will ynwmelly finally be able to taste freedom and be released from prison to seek the medical treatment he desperately needs? Or will he be left to suffer in the prison thanks to his high-risk status?